back 100 years.
Railroads were very instrumental in really forming the West.
Montana, with its big sky and wide open space, was just waiting to be discovered, traveled. And so it began.
The national parks, including Yellowstone and Glacier National Park, were formed largely in part due to the railroads. Montana, in large part, finds its history and shared history in the railroad business.
Today, the rail business and Montana Rail Link go hand in hand. This isn't your 1800s railroad anymore. Technology evolved. On the grounds of the largest ladder yard in Montana, big machines are moved with the ease of a thumb.
Stand at the end and you have a little remote and you run it. And much like that locomotive there, you can run that locomotive from a long ways away.
Mark Turner's a general foreman.
EMB SD40-2, it's the model of the locomotive.
50 locomotives come to this rail yard a day. Take a look at how it's built. But for the first time, our cameras are invited inside the driver's seat of a Montana Rail Link train.
Basically, you have direction, throttle, and brakes.
Giving us a better idea of how massive and precise the industry is.
It's a lot of work and a lot of learning and a lot of time put in to become a good locomotive engineer.
Running a train on a track is cost-effective and efficient. In comparison to the trucking industry, a train can haul 1 ton of freight 500 miles on a single gallon of diesel fuel.
It's a lot of trains, a lot of freight.
Laurel operates like a grid. 24 trains come in a day. 12 go east, 12 go west. To put it mildly, there's a lot going on. Mark Athey, Director of Operations, sees opportunity for more.
We're actually growing, trying to get to fit 30 trains a day by the end of the year.
He takes us inside the control tower, where there's a sophisticated network on display.
There's 5 separate main lines that are meeting right here in Laurel, Montana. You're trying to look for efficiencies and opportunities to expedite traffic, and so it is a big game of chess.
Train masters and mechanical foremen working together as a team to build a train and depart it through the terminal. If 1,500 cars come through here a day and 8 trains are built, well, that's a lot of coordination.
You know, it's challenging, but it's also, fun in a way.
And the challenge continues. In the coming year, MRL is set to change course again, pumping $95 million of new technology into their product and into our state.
This year will be the highest we've ever spent, the biggest number we've ever spent at Montana Rail Link in our history.
Set to install something called positive train control. It can overpower a train remotely and even stop it automatically before a crash. Centralized train control will allow a dispatcher in Missoula to monitor a train in Billings and align switches in an instant.
It certainly is an evolving business. In the late 1880s, people think that trains are kind of stuck in that technology. And yes, the physics of steel on steel is very much the same, but everything else has drastically changed. So we're looking towards the future, and it's anything but that technology from the 1880s.
Thought Montana's railroad history could also be its future.
I see a very long glide path for railroads in Montana, and at Montana Rail Link, we're certainly going to be a part of that, and we're putting in the necessary dollars every year to make sure we are part of that.
In Laurel, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.